Hello friends. This video is brought to you by mywayteaching.com.
Now we must remember that all the points lying in the first quadrant will have x coordinate positive and y coordinate positive. All the points in the second quadrant will have x coordinate negative and y coordinate positive. All the points in the third quadrant will have both x coordinate and y coordinate negative. And in the fourth quadrant, x coordinates will be positive but y coordinates will be negative. Now suppose we have to plot a point P whose coordinates are 3 and 5 on the Cartesian plane. How we will proceed? Clearly we can see that both the coordinates are positive, so point P will lie in the first quadrant. Now x coordinate of point P is 3. That means on the x-axis we plot 3 and y coordinate is 5. From 3 we move 5 steps and mark a point P whose coordinates are 3 and 5. Now suppose we have to mark a point Q whose coordinates are 5 and -4. Clearly, point Q will lie in the fourth quadrant. It has x coordinate positive and y coordinate negative. Now, since the x coordinate is 5, we move 5 steps on the x-axis and then y coordinate is -4, so we plot a point here. So we get a point Q whose coordinates are 5 and -4. Likewise, we can plot any point on the. Let us read the question. Locate the following points on the Cartesian plane. Let us start with first point. 5, 0 means y coordinate is 0. It will lie on the x-axis. So we start from origin and +5 gives us point 5, 0. Next point is 0, 5. That means x coordinate is 0 and it will lie on the y-axis. So we start from origin and +5 gives us the point with coordinates 0, 5. Next the point is 2, 5. So x coordinate 2 and y coordinate 5 gives us a point whose coordinates are 2 and 5. Next is 5, 2 means x coordinate 5 and y coordinate 2 gives us this point whose coordinates are 5, 2. Next is -3, 5. We move -3 and +5 to get a point whose coordinates are -3, 5. Next is -3, -5. So we have to move -3 on the x-axis and then minus 5 on the y-axis to get a point whose coordinates are -3, -5. Next point is 5 minus 3. That means +5 on the x-axis and then -3 on the y-axis gives us the point whose coordinates are 5 and -3. Now it remains to plot 6, 1. That means 6 on the x-axis and 1 on the y-axis gives us a point whose coordinates are 6, 1. This is the required point. Let us read the question. Plot the following ordered pairs of numbers as points on the Cartesian plane. Use the scale 1 cm equal to 1 unit. So in the question, corresponding to each value of x, we are given a value of y, and so we can plot the points as -3, 7, 0, -3.5, -1, -3, 4, 4, and 2, -3. Scale is given as 1 cm equal to 1 unit, means unit will change after every centimeter on the x-axis and the y-axis. Now let us plot a point with x coordinate -3 and y coordinate 7. So we start with the origin and move to -3 on the x-axis and then 7 on the y-axis. So we get a point with coordinates -3, 7. Next is 0, -3.5. We start with x coordinate 0 and y coordinate is -3.5. So we have plotted the required point. Next is -1, -3. So x coordinate -1 and y coordinate -3 gives us this point. Next is 4, 4. X coordinate 4 and y coordinate 4 gives us this point. And lastly we have to plot 2, -3. So x coordinate 2 and y coordinate -3 gives us this point. And so we have plotted all the values as points on the Cartesian plane.